everybody, and welcome back to the construction/destruction site for a status update of Draper Provisions and the Library Cafe. Today's date, Sunday, March 1st. What a wonderful weekend it's been, and now it's going to start snowing on us again. But this looks like total chaos. It looks worse than it has since we started this project 6 months ago, but looks can be deceiving. Actually, there's a lot going on, and this destruction actually is not mostly ours. So, Kate, if you want to pan around what's going on with all the heavy equipment and the digging up, we can see over here, this big hole, is that the town is actually had scheduled to have a new sewer line put in directly across our entire parking lot. And we heard about this months ago, and so we have facilitated the town of Blacksburg to expedite that process, to do it now as opposed to, I think, or May and June, when we would already be open, when they would originally had planned to rip up the entire parking lot for this new sewer line. So it looks like chaos. It looks worse than it used to, but actually a whole lot has been going on. And so this is the new sewer line that will supposedly be finished being run in the next couple days, by the end of this week. But let's go around to the back, to start in the back, and work it back around to show you everything that's been going on in the last month or so. First off, here in the alley beautification project behind the building, we now have the full retaining wall in and poured. That might have been done our last update, but now it's completely uncovered. And you see we're down to the last phase where we have all the underground plumbing and drainage that's already been put into place. And the last phase of this is actually pouring off this sidewalk that's going to go all the way over to Miller Street, so we can take all of the deliveries in and all the garbage out the back. We can come up to the stairwell right now, and Katie can turn and pan around. What also has happened since the last time we had an update was this giant concrete pad is all ours now. And this had to be poured because this is going to be the new dumpster area. You also see the new electric boxes have put in, the new gas lines are in. You can't see it, but down the way, the new water main is in from the town of Blacksburg. And we are going to start working on the roof because we have to build what I've been lovingly calling a cattle fence. We have to put up a tremendous amount of steel across this whole area here to literally build a barrier fence, so that it is covering up all of the equipment and HVAC and stuff that's going to be going up there. Yeah, it's one of these new town of Blacksburg deals that nobody can see equipment from the ground that's on rooftops. Of course, all the old buildings and all the old businesses that are grandfathered in, you can see all of their dirty laundry on the other roof over there, but we have to cover ours up with a steel fence and cladding to make it look pretty. Well, let's head back around the side to see what else is going on. Now over here on the Miller Street side, which eventually is going to be covered with a giant mural on the wall, this is where we've now finished up all of the storm drainage area and stuff that's going out. A new sewer line has been put in, and this eventually, where you see it cut over here, this is where new curbing is going in to match the curbing down there. And actually, Katie, if you want to turn around, and to match that curbing. So what we're doing here is we're going to put in that curbing with the brick inlay as per the town of Blacksburg, and then we're going to concrete up all the way up to the edge of the building. And this is going to be our Miller Street outdoor dining side of the project. But zoom in a little closer over here to see a new development. We've got a door! Ahead of schedule, the door framers and the glass guys have already started work, and so this is our new Miller Street side door that will be leading out to the patio area. But now let's pan around and look at the front. The doors and windows guys have also started on the front. So you see this is going to be a little eave coming out here. This is going to be a big doorway that's going to be leading out to the exterior patio. And look at these beautiful window frames that have already been put in. These are going to be the kind of standing or sitting bar on the interior front wall. And these windows are going to pop out so we can have the fresh air. And you can see just the beginnings of the framework and the door and glass framework for the entire front facade. So they've got the tracks in and the bases in, and supposedly they'll be finished with all of that for just the framing by Tuesday of this week. So March 3rd, March 4th. Again, now that it's such a beautiful day, I've heard that it's supposed to start snowing again tomorrow morning, so maybe things will get put off a little bit. But all the framing should be in place in the next 48 hours. Then they'll measure for glass, and the glass will come in the next couple weeks after that. But let's head inside and see what else has been going on. Just to give you a sense of scale, we've just now walked through what will be the double door front entrance to Draper Provisions in the Library Cafe. And as you've seen in the last update, we have this giant 14-door grab-and-go cooler / a walk-in for the back for storage, but mostly for customers in the front. But now we can start to get a sense of what's been going on since our last update as we walk over to the grocery store side, the Draper Provisions side, because we now have framing. Since our last update, the framers have completely finished framing in what will be the back kitchen area, but also now we have this hallway area that leads down to all the framing for 3 different bathrooms and our back office / storage space. You also see that the electricians have been going hot and heavy at it, and so most of the major heavy voltage stuff has been installed and putting in the fuse boxes and power grid. And also, if you kind of pan up, you'll see that a lot of HVAC installation has been occurring simultaneously. All these things are kind of coming together at the same time. But now we can walk around to the other side to give you a sense of what the cafe area is looking like. Again, look at all these beautiful doors that will be filled with all sorts of savory things for folks to grab and go with. And now we're walking into the cafe side. And you see the framing that's been finished around to enclose the back kitchen area. But also now we have a front counter and we have a bar area over here. At least the skeleton of the bar and the front counter. But again, all of this now has been framed in. You can see more of the HVAC been going in overhead. And now we're at the point of really starting to roll down the mountain. Everybody got super motivated in the last couple weeks. So HVAC is 50% done, electric's 50% done, plumbing's more like 75% done, and we are hoping that after we get this grid area built on the roof that we have to have in place for safety and beautification reasons, that once that framework is done, and we have a welder coming in this week to start work on that, that we can then insert the actual systems on the roof in terms of the entire HVAC system and a couple of transformers for the electric crew that's coming in. So a lot of things going on. It's starting to actually look like something, I believe, now that we have the framing in here. Hopefully starting this week as well is drywall. So things are going to start looking much more finished for our next update, hopefully next 3 weeks. But as always, hit us up if you have any questions about anything. If you want a personalized tour and come in and take a look at it, we can pull a cork on a bottle of wine here on site. And we thank you all for your support. And we are still looking for a few more investors for the PropCo, the property owning company, so that we can purchase this property in the next month or so. So please pass this update along to anybody else who wants to throw in and help some local entrepreneurs actually buy this property. Thank you all so much. Hit us up anytime, either here or at Blacksburg Wine Lab. And of course, Katie is on the camera. I have to thank her for everything. That's update complete for March 1st, 2026.